What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 361. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And we're snoozing through rebellions and watching Hindu hellions with Adam.
Snoozing through rebellions.
Yeah.
So, Rebel Moon 2, the Scargiver, right?
He said, no, leave it.
Yeah.
When they said they could get rid of it?
Yeah. Leave it. I enjoyed it. I'm still wanting to watch the extended R-rated version of it.
I think that worked against me in this viewing because knowing that there's going to be that cut, I was really, I knew this was going to be a flawed movie.
Yeah. But, I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. I understand, like, first of all, and we've said this about every Snyder movie, critics just want to hate on Snyder just because it's Zack Snyder, right?
Yeah.
And
for sure.
And this was like the lowest rated, Snyder, movie on Rotten Tomatoes, blah, 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 whatever. But I think that people are misunderstanding. Like, whenever everybody's sitting around and like Titus is like, all right, we got to air out our grievances and stuff. Like, yes, does that come off as cheesy? Absolutely. But, I mean, that's no different from the cartoons that we watched growing up. It's kind of like his throwback to like what was cool when we were all younger, or what we thought was cool when we were all younger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the critics just want to pick that apart as being like, well, this is stupid. Why are we having this sequence where you purposefully get all these characters around a campfire so that they can talk about their backstories when they were introduced in the movie before, and you get some information about their backstory, and it's like, yeah, but this is like an anime or a cartoon from like, the late 90s, early 2000s, where it's like you get everybody together and then like you have the campfire scene where everybody's like, this is what happened to me and this is what I've been through and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But I think if there's an argument to be had with it, though, you can also kind of equate it to something like, the way it's done in The Dark Tower, as we're getting Roland's backstory peeled back a little more. And it's not that they're having the downtime, the calm before the storm stuff. Sorry. How about now?
Yeah.
Well, like, for instance, in the...
Now we're back to where we were at.
Sorry.
It sounds like you're getting really close. Does it have a knob on it? Is it your...
I think so.
Yeah, I think your gain might be kind of high.
How about now?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. So, but anyway, it's one thing to have it, but it was all together. It was just one scene where it was just bam, rinse, repeat, same concept. Like, what's your beef? Oh, well, I was blah blah blah. Cut to that scene, and it just kind of, those moments work when they're kind of broken out, where you can kind of digest each character's shit instead of them just throwing it all at you at once.
Yeah. And I agree with that, but like, and I think that that's where the difference in like the extended version and this version is going to be a little bit more prevalent, because they could have absolutely, at least in my opinion, taken all of those backstories, chopped them up, and just dropped them in sporadically throughout. Because they could have did an extended montage sequence where it's like, here's the campfire sequence, and then you have someone talk about what's happening, like what happened in their past. It shows, the flashback sequence to their past, while also
to interrupt, they could totally use Anthony Hopkins' opening little speech he gives instead of the opening crawl. And as he's doing that, you see each character's, the sequence, showing their stuff, and kind of, because some of the best dialogue is exposition, but when you oversaturate your film with it, it just becomes, question, answer, question, answer, that type of thing.
Yeah. I guess my biggest question is like, would it have been better whenever the characters were introduced in the first flick to put the more of their backstory in there as opposed to
Well, I think they could have. They could have easily had found a way to, even do the movie in a way where part one assembled some of the dudes and the other half, the rest of them, and it would have made that scene just not seem like well, let's just get the lore out of the way,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I understand the gripes and the nitpicks with it, but like it feels because it feels very Star Wars esque, like even to the extent where how some of the exposition was laid out in certain ways. Um, it just feels like a throwback to what came before and what has inspired him as a writer and a filmmaker. And like, I didn't have as much of a problem with it because it's like I'm interested in these characters. So seeing like where they come from and kind of like what got them to this position, I did like that a lot. What I didn't like was the fact that like you have everybody setting up for all this stuff. You have the backstory, the exposition stuff, and then like whenever things like they didn't they didn't pair the main cast up enough in my opinion and have them doing more interesting things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think with the casting, I would add a comment to that like the chemistry was really weird with some of the performances. Like some of them did really good. Like some of the people that were familiar faces doing a familiar role, we're on board with it. That's what they're good at. But like, for some of these actors and actresses that, maybe don't have the biggest filmography just yet in their career, it was hard to really kind of, find any sort of attachment to some of them. And that was one of my biggest gripes personally through part one and part two. Because, like, when you think about it through the Star Wars lens, sure, you can leave reservations to be like, okay, there's going to be some stuff that's just going to happen. They're not going to explain shit. That's because there's going to be a ton of fucking movies. We're going to get to that, And
Yeah.
I try to hold that thought in the back of my head when I was watching it, but you can't do that for every film. And especially when you're this early in a complete, air quote here, original IP, uh, you've got to be able to like nail those punches with your films early on, or the franchise is just going to lose interest because at the rate that people discard stuff nowadays, it's like it's not going to be able to like it's not going to have a leg to stand on.
Yeah. I guess the biggest thing is like, did he try to introduce too many characters?
I mean, I think general audiences are used to these packed protagonist films now where everybody has a character they can cling to. I think the problem with it was that the really interesting characters didn't get enough screen time.
Yeah.
Like the droid, for instance. I thought we were going to get a lot more of him, but it was just, we're just going to hang out this first hour. We're just gonna be Smeagol, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like I said, this is going to be like a rating with an asterisk by it, of course, because I still want to watch the extended, to see what's different and what the pacing is like, and what's added in the extended versions. So, but I think that like first, like real deep effort into like the sci-fi stuff, like creating a sci-fi franchise. Could he have done it better? Sure, absolutely. But did it take away from my enjoyment of it? Not really, because at the end of the day, it was just a fun little popcorn sci-fi flick,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure, and it ticks all those boxes like easily,
Yeah.
but it's that I think and it's not anything on Snyder's part. I think it's just the idea that sci-fi is still kind of in right now, like from the bleed over from the Marvel stuff, all the little one-off sci-fi films that we've been covering throughout the past few years. That genre, it's getting a spotlight for a while right now.
Yeah.
And with Star Wars not being quite up to snuff in some of its avenues, that audience, like Snyder could have really won a massive crowd over with these two films.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a case of him, the current's always been against the guy, like whether you like his films or not, like they've always, you know, a movie will drop by him and you'll see equal parts people shitting on him and equal parts people being like, dude, the guy's a fucking genius. Do I think he's a good director visually? Absolutely. Like the people that shit on his cinematography and stuff, I'm kind of boggled at it. Like, cause I'm like, dude, this guy can make anything look fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, but the thing is that once we break down and bring his writing abilities to the table, that's when I have to set my fandom of him as a filmmaker aside and kind of be like, yeah, he's not the greatest writer on the planet,
Yeah. Well, I think that like I said, he pulls a lot from like what he grew up on, and like he's trying to make that cool in his own unique way, and
Yeah,
it
and I
doesn't
mean,
translate
yeah.
to modern storytelling.
Well, and when we split those hairs, we're obviously going to be like, all right, that's not Snyder, but like that's Snyder's not hitting that caliber. But I don't think he's trying to, because I think with what you just said, he just likes making cool shit,
Yeah.
and I'm down for it,
Right.
All of his DC stuff he had his hands on was fucking cool. Was it accurate to certain things? Maybe not, but they were fun to watch. They were cool to watch. Like, and Rebel Moon certainly had a lot of that going for it.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm glad
What'd you
there's
think?
some extended cuts because it felt kind of rushed.
Yes.
That's something that it felt like it was like, man, it's already over.
Yeah.
That was quick.
You made
They
a good
waste
point
no
there.
time getting into it.
Oh yeah, right.
Land on the
like
planet, training montage. Just hand out some prizes. We give you a little certificate because you got cool sword legs. And
the newest in orthopedic
and then the fight
surgery.
happens. The guy that plays the villain, he's the shit.
Yeah.
Proper prick.
Space Nazi.
But it did feel rushed.
It did.
Or just cut down.
Well, I think and I think that's testament to Zack Snyder's films is that we've realized that like when he makes something or whatever, when you start to take stuff from that and try to puzzle piece it out, it fucks it up every time. I've yet to see a movie where theatrical cut and director cut is equally as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like what happened to the Anthony Hopkins character? Like, where wasn't he supposed to be? I guess maybe he's a bigger part in the later films because
I think in an interview he said
they
he
acted
is, but
like
I'm
he
not
was
sure.
going to be like
Well,
a
I
really
dug
big
the
part of the
whole.
movie, and it was like barely in it.
Well, I was hoping he was going to be some weird ghost in the shell, like a god overseeing everything. Like that to me would have been like, okay, I get the fucking, I'm just going to watch, like the voyeurism of them all, But yeah, like it was a pop fizzle.
Yeah.
But I will say that all those bad reviews came out. There was a lot.
Yeah.
And I watched the movie, and then I was like, oh, it wasn't that bad. God, y'all rating this the worst thing he's ever done?
Yeah, but it's part and parcel with a Snyder release. For like a month,
they
people
just
are
hate him.
They're just dragging their ass across it,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it like if I'm gonna rate it with the asterisks, I'm gonna rate this a half. Just because like we know there's more there. There's more to it, like, and it sucks that we're not like privy, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that we don't have the extended cut right now.
Well, it sucks that, and it's something that we're having to become more and more like just accepting of the fact that like a lot of these big blockbuster movies and franchises, we're excited for them and we're able to forgive their sins as a movie because we know there's more to come. We know that whatever questions that might get brought up in this film, us and a lot of other people that are into these types of things, they know that that's coming. Just be patient, let them cook, you know.
Yeah.
But in terms of the general audience, though, they don't look into it with that lens because they're looking for the quick disconnect, which is fine. That's why you watch movies. But I think in terms of like because I hate it because I'm a Snyder fan. Like I enjoy his films. Like I haven't like up until now I could say I didn't really not like there wasn't one that it made me hate, you know.
Yeah.
But what I'll say with this though is I'm like the movie as is, I'm giving it no star. I just couldn't get into it. It's not the most awful film, but trying to be more brutally honest about it as a movie by itself without the know-how and knowledge of what we know behind the scenes and stuff. It's not a very good movie. And overall, I would give Rebel Moon right now a half star because the idea is absolutely there, and I want it to be the little franchise that could at this point. But I feel like it's just not up to snuff. Like I just couldn't get into it, and
I
I
don't
hate
think these
that.
two movies should have been separated.
No.
Like it just
I agree.
have that one come out. We wait all this time for this. It all felt like the same movie. You just run it together. But y'all remember all the hate that the Phantom Menace got?
Yeah.
Oh,
All
dude.
right. Do y'all know that it is now the number one streamed Star
Yes.
Wars movie
Star
on
Wars movie. Yeah.
Disney? I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
shit comes around later on
And
sometimes for stuff.
and yeah, and I mean that's a very very good point, man. Like there could be later on down there could because I
Well,
think
when we
he's
get to
done.
rated R,
Well, this is actually spanning out from. I mean, because the movie ends with it being like, yeah, the princess is alive, but let's fucking go find her. And so there's obviously going to be more from just these two films. So there's still room for these two movies to become endearing because, like, think about it. Like going back to the Star Wars metaphor with it. Think about how many people back in the 70s and early 80s went in and watched A New Hope and Empire and was like, how am I to give a fuck about this?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll like we'll definitely see how everything works itself out, but also like how is this going to impact the overall like story that he's trying to tell?
because he
Because
wanted
like
to do like 6 more movies.
yeah,
Well, I
Are they
yeah,
gonna give
believe,
him the money? You know?
yeah,
well, he's currently, the last little update I saw on it was he's finished part two, the middle of two films. And he's in the process of writing the last leg of the saga right now.
yeah,
So clearly the numbers haven't dissuaded him, and it certainly hasn't made Netflix pull their funding.
Well,
And
they
I
know
like,
that's the Zack Snyder effect. Like
yeah,
yeah,
oh, for
he's like,
sure.
wait till the Snyder cut comes out, you'll see.
Well, I think also too that like they he probably sat down with them and said, "Look, guys, I know I'll make this stuff. If you let me bring my ideas to the table, I'll fucking make them." I said, "But you're gonna have to deal with it though. Motherfuckers ain't gonna be happy with what I do." And
yeah,
Netflix was like, "Bet people aren't happy with what we do.
yeah,
Welcome home." You know.
yeah.
When you hear your family, I give it a half star.
And I think it deserves that. I mean, definitely be revisiting these in the future whenever they drop those director's cut and kind of do like a comparison of like
Yeah,
how
I
they hold
agree.
up, you know.
I think it deserves the coveted golden real estate asterisk, like to be continued. I want to give it the Back to the Future to be continued thing at the end, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But Monkey Man though.
Dude, Adam, I was waiting for this. I'm waiting for us to get to this. And both of you, actually. Motherfucker said the word violence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
he
to the
did.
violence. I saw it and I was like, I just imagine Adam popping his head in the door going, message,
I did
message.
that thing from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And
He
pointed the
pointed at
screen.
the screen. Yeah.
Why did that dude look like discount ex-husband to Eva? I think the chick
The
from
main
Modern
guy.
Family. The guy who has the D&D house.
Oh, Joe
D&D house.
Manganiello.
Yeah, he looked like discount
The
Indian
main
Joe
actor.
Manganiello. No, the rival, the guy at the end, the dude that killed the mom and everything.
Oh yeah.
He looks just like. He also kind of looks like the dude that Tobey Maguire fights in Spider-Man in the
Yeah.
locker scene.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Had
I
old
had
fucking what the fuck's a prawn in there for a little bit. Fucking
yeah.
prawn.
I had a silly goose time with this one, man.
That is the guy from Green Knight, right?
Yeah. Dev Patel.
Yes.
Yeah. Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
This movie was like, it was John Wick
One week.
meets. It was like someone watched John Wick, Fight Club, and there was another movie I was thinking while I was watching it. I was like, that's exactly what this movie is. It's just homeboy just slapped them all together, you know?
Yeah. Well, so he directed it. He starred in it. He wrote it. He wrote the story behind it. And I think that, like, all right, first of all, I enjoyed the movie for what it
Yeah.
was. But it could have definitely have benefited, in my opinion, from um a different edit. Because like, think about how the story's laid
You're
out to
talking
us,
about when
right?
it gets to that, like, kind of the end of the second, where he gets his ass kicked and he goes back to lick his wounds.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really lost all the momentum.
Yes.
Once it
yeah.
hit there, I was like, what are we doing? Why are we out here
Yeah.
fucking fighting, hitting a punching bag to the drums? Like, this whole thing is weird. And then we got like some kind of cross-dressing monk team. Like, what? The main
Oh,
guy, when they show up
the
at the end, he's all,
the Shiva Squad.
the Shiva squad.
Yeah, yeah. It was a Shiva Squad.
But that's whenever it hit there was when I was like, what's happening?
Yeah,
We lost all the momentum we just built up.
yeah.
Like, why didn't we do this early before we went
See,
there?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, the movie should have opened with him going in the club and going bonkers. You know what I mean? Like, that's how the
Like,
movie
he
should
thinks
have
he could just
opened.
walk in there and do this, and it's like
Yes.
reality check.
Yeah. And
Well, I think it kind of lent to it, like, just fucking hear me out here. Like, the whole concept of the first hour of the film is him networking, him figuring
Get the
out.
job.
Yeah,
Figuring
the
out how to get the
twist.
gun in there with the dog.
The twist was obviously realizing, okay, there's some vengeance shit going on.
Revenge flick.
Yeah, and so the way it was set up was almost the same way, kind of like how I don't know, it kind of mirrored the journey of the dude. Like, he kind of was like just a ball of rage, pissed off because of it. Then he refined himself, and then he's Monkey Man.
Well, it's like he enjoyed getting beat.
yeah,
Well, it's almost like his own punishment for letting his mom die. Typical type of thing. Like, I couldn't save her, that type
It's
of
like,
shit.
dude, you were like 10. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, and I get that, but like, to me, from like a movie going, as a film watcher, it's like, first of all, we could have cut 30 minutes out of this movie easily. They could have cut the whole subplot of him being this bare knuckle Fight Club boxer thing. They could have completely
that
cut
really
that out of
didn't
the movie.
matter.
Yeah.
It
Well,
really
no,
didn't.
I think it served the purpose of instilling that homeboy's gonna get his ass beat, which I get it. You could sum that up a lot quicker, but I think it was to really lay in the idea that like this dude is like once it's time, once the talking's done and it's time for him to like we start getting the John Wick moments, that yeah, he's just an ordinary fucking dude that just had a penchant for pain. And that being said, that's why he was able to fucking go in and John Wick the shit.
Yeah. Well, and I get that, but like at the same time, it's like it drug. There's certain aspects of the flick that drug out for so long that it was just like I get it. Like him
I
going
think
and having
certain I think certain montages could have been snipped down. I think the training sequence could have been, you know, more of it. Because for me, the biggest thing were that because you're right on the tension loss there. Like whenever he finally gets him, when he finally gets the promotion and he's able to be up there with the more elite clientele, and he has that goddamn panic attack.
yeah.
And he just goes out, and that's when we meet the dog, and we're like, dude, does he get Dev Patel really like John Wick? Cool,
Yeah.
And but whenever that happened, I was expecting for all hell to break loose at that point.
Hmm.
And when it didn't, and then it was like, no, now it's time for him to go get religious and all that stuff. But I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think that they could have they could have opened the flick with him showing up at the club and did a clever way of editing it with flashbacks to him meeting the guy. You know what I mean? Him working his way up through
No,
this whole, you know,
now that's not a bad idea. But I will tell you a movie that did something like that, and it kind of fucked the movie in the end. And it was that Monica Bellucci film. It's called Irreversible. Where at the beginning, homeboys roll up into a club, seek out the guy that does her in, and just beats him to fucking death. And then you spend the movie seeing the movie kind of memento itself, like, okay, well, what led up to that? Well, what led up to that? Well, what led up to that? That type of sequence. And by the end of the movie, even though Irreversible had the shocking like rape scene going for it, in reality, like it kind of became a snooze fest because you didn't have anything it was working towards other than, well, we know something happened to homeboy's lady,
mhm,
and it's not a fucking stone's throw to go, yeah, someone probably fucking sexually assaulted her in front of him. He's pissed. He's seeking him out. Revenge.
yeah. But no, what I'm saying though is like you have him show up at the beginning of the flick, and that's when he shows up and breaks bad and starts fucking, the bathroom fight sequence and all that stuff happens, right? But like while he's working into this, like when he sees the girl in there, you see that moment of him like freaking out. And it does a flashback in that moment where it shows him freaking out. And then she comes out there and it's like, okay, that's her character introduction. They know each other. This is how this works. And what you do is you fast track it from like you have that play out the way that it did. Him get his ass beat, the car chase happens, him wind up in the nastiest water I've ever seen in my entire life, and then them fish him out. And then, like, from that point forward, he knows the major players from working at this club or whatever. And, like, the fact that there's the main boss and then there's the mini boss, there could have been a couple of mini bosses that he could have been like seeking out to get more information since he went in there and screwed their club up. Let's be honest here, if someone shows up at a club like this where the elite hang out at and everything, that place is going to be on permanent lockdown from that point forward, right? Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get in.
exactly. So it's like
Yeah.
it could have been a little bit more action packed in the way where it's like, okay, he shows up, does the thing, it doesn't go the way that he wants it. Training montage happens. He starts seeking out people that works for this guy, and this guy, it's kind of like the whole John Wick thing where dude's just like, "Oh, he killed this person. Oh, he killed this person." It's with the cop, the chief of police or whatever. And it could have been this building tension, over and over and over again to where you finally have that showdown with those like political undertones that's going on throughout the movie. I just think it could have been re-edited and cut down just a little bit and added maybe one, maybe two more like really good choreographed action sequences, and it would be like an S plus incredible action flick. But that build up to that happening that nets nothing except for him to get his ass beat and then him having to basically restart his life again and find peace and what his goal mission in this world is, blah 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 blah. It's like, I don't know, it's just it took the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, sure. But I don't know. I still think there was something to be said about, because the thing we keep seeing, the recurring sequence throughout the movie is he keeps seeing him and his mother, and he's saying that prayer and all that stuff, and the whole, coupled with the finding out what you like, that whole myth that they're telling about Hanuman or Hanuman, the golden ape or whatever.
The Monkey King.
Yeah, yeah. So the whole thing was that, like, he was so hungry, he ate the sun. Gods got pissed, chained him down. Couldn't, it's an oppression story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, someone who was striving to do some shit, they got to where they were on a level, and the powers that be were like, nah, we're gonna need to drop you down a
We're gonna
peg.
take your land.
Yeah. So I think it worked to be the parallel to that story throughout. And I thought the idea of him, us not really knowing why he got himself embedded into that club. Because at first you're like, what the, like, it went from being it's just him trying to get more money to, oh, this dude's got shit. Oh, he's got a plan that we're not quite on to yet. And seeing it kind of like just the small details where it was like, dude's like, what's your name? He's like, my name's Bobby. It's the name of the fucking bleach he's using.
Yeah.
Like, by the time it got to the John Wick moments where it was like, all right, time to roll in here, show up and show out. Well, it was able to go hard as fast as it could because Homeboy knew the layout of the facility that he'd been working in, worked his way up to know like, you saw the journey without realizing there was a journey going on. If that makes any kind of sense, I guess. But like, I think something that I think we can all agree on in this movie was that those cameras were fucking popping, dude. This was one of the most clear, like, definition films I've ever seen in a long time.
Yeah. Well,
And
and the oh, go ahead.
and like with the normal hallmarks of an action film is that it's normal. It's kind of like how horror films are for people to, stretch their legs figuring out how to make a practical effect look not so practical. I think with action films, it's usually, let's see how we can spin this camera as many fucking times and put it in as many awkward places as we can to capture a cool shot or a cool angle. And I thought dude fucking nailed it
That's some
in
cool
that
camera work.
respect.
Yeah.
Really good camera work. And the choreography, although we've seen some of them same knife blocks and stuff, I mean, when it goes full stunt show, I mean, dude, that's when the brain switches off and you're just like, all right, I think I need some more popcorn.
Yeah. I
And
think
they even gave him, whenever the Shiva squad. I'm keeping that. That's funny. But they even gave him the Doom music. When the Doom music kicks in,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it starts
I
like playing just that low end Indian death metal. Like,
yeah.
it was crazy.
I think my favorite scene, my favorite segment in the movie was where it's whenever he finally breaks bad the first time and he's fighting his way through and he's in that like staircase, that stairwell. And he's
That
fighting
shit was awesome.
Well, it goes first person for a second, and it gets hit so hard that it knocks the camera into third
Yes.
person. That was
I'm
really freaking cool.
I was like that. Yeah, I was like that was clever as fuck, man. Like for real, like just because you've seen people haul ass up and down a stairwell in so many of these goddamn movies, dude. You can only do it so many ways to go, huh? That was different.
Yeah.
This was one of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said though, man. That camera work was. They paid that guy, whoever his DP was. Like they paid. He should have gotten a good payout
Yeah.
because like he showed up with 2 cups of coffee that morning.
My one of the best things about the flick, in my opinion, is the way that he blended like Western
Mm-hmm.
action flick
Yep.
with the whole Bollywood thing. Like he kind of like almost seamlessly did it, in my opinion. It's made well enough to appeal to the Fast and the Furious crowd.
Yeah, there was really no cheese. Yeah, because like it's got the look and appeal of like you said, Griff. It's definitely got the Fast and Furious John Wick flair to it. So in that capacity, like yeah, you can tell that like dude was but my notice was the thing I noticed was there wasn't that Bollywood level cheese that we've come to laugh at and giggle at in the trailers. You know?
There was no
Yeah.
song. There was no.
Yeah.
The
No,
cheesiest
like
part
there
was
was.
probably the drum thing, but
Yeah, but in its own weird way, it was
yeah.
kind of fucking cool.
And the guy
That
was
was
like,
like
"You like
his
John Wick?
version.
I have the same gun from movie."
Well,
Yeah.
you guys remember? It's a cheesy scene in Rumble in the Bronx. But remember when Jackie Chan first rolls up at his family's house, and they've got that dummy or that sparring bar
Yeah.
that's in that room with the different poles, and you just see him kind of pop one and two, and then by the end, he's fucking Neo in the Matrix, fucking just you know, just
Yeah.
giving it hell. I think it was the same respect with the
Fucking
drums. And
$10
I was
million
like,
budget's wild. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what the
it.
movie
Even
was made on.
says due to some budget cuts, multiple shots were filmed on GoPros and iPhones.
Couldn't
That's
tell.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they
Could
got
not
4K
fucking
now on
tell.
iPhone, so
I mean,
Very
I
I
was
mean,
I was expecting it to go full foreign. Like I went and had my subtitles double checked. But when I saw Charlton Copley, I was like, okay, there's gonna be some English.
yeah.
yeah, it made 30 million, 33, almost 34. So he's good.
Yeah.
I want more from this director though. Like that like if the only movies I'm aware of are The Green Knight and this, and so far both like I'll watch his next
Did he
movie when I'm
direct The Green
aware of
Knight?
it.
I think he just starred in it, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I
didn't
think
direct it.
so.
Well, either way, the
But
guy's got an eye for good shit, man.
yeah, he's directed 3 things. 2 shorts. This was his first full length.
Yeah. Which is a W. Like I said, I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, yeah, hey, give
And
him
it
another
broke
one,
through to
man.
the Western audience. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
which
that
him
ain't
having
easy.
him having the face that face to go with the Green Knight, because I mean I don't know, maybe I'm under a rock, but I feel like as far as the type of audience that would like the Green Knight, I think it absolutely made it to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's for a first for his first feature. That's a hell of a movie to pull off, dude.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I mean, even with like the little things with the, pacing or whatever, it was still good, and I still enjoyed the hell out of it. And those action sequences were so well choreographed, and like
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what this dude does in the future. And like I said, I mean,
Now,
bridging the gap.
had the movie went a different angle, post, got to go find himself, got to go find the new sound, with that fucking
Mhm.
drummer.
Mhm.
If it hadn't steered back into action movie territory, And instead, they tried to go really hardcore morality with the movie and be like, no, man, violence ain't the answer. And it would have just been him being like, no, I'll take a beating every time instead of laying hands on my enemy or some shit like that. And I think the conversation we're having right now would probably pan out a little differently.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that would have been a hard sever in that tension. Because even though it does lose the tension, it does get brought back, albeit not quite as, firing on all cylinders like it does in the first hour. It would have still, it still stuck the landing.
Yeah. But yeah, even with, my gripes with it, I'm still giving it a star. I would definitely put this on the shelf next to John Wick.
Mhm.
I'd put it on the Charlton Copley shelf, man.
Dude,
It's just
anytime,
random. Anytime he shows up, it's a good time.
yes, like that dude, I wish that he would get in a Tarantino flick. He's got
Just
the
got one
chops.
shot.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of Tarantino, who picks and chooses movies, I was kind of impressed that Jordan Peele was an executive producer for it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that got brought up at some point when we were
Well,
talking
when we
about it
saw
in
the
the past.
trailer,
But yeah, I
it
was
said
like,
it on there.
I'm like, this is the it's the backstory to the movie to the monkey from Nope.
Oh God.
That's probably the
That's
only
where the
reason
monkey.
it got its release like it did was
Yeah.
Jordan Peele kind of backed him.
Yeah.
I give it a star.
Enjoyed it.
Same. I'll give it a star, man.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I'll definitely I'll break for a Dev Patel production.
Have you finished Fallout, Trav?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
I
So
mean, I imagine, man, it's Fallout.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you guys want to talk about it,
No.
I it's not gonna bother me spoiler
Not gonna
wise.
do
I mean,
it.
I have not been spoiled, so I will lay that out there. I haven't. I've
Yeah.
managed to
That's because we
avoid it.
refused to do it the last time.
Well, I'm just saying that if it's as true to a Todd Howard video game, I feel like things are probably gonna be about what you would expect from those first few episodes, and then what it amounts to. You know, the silly become the badass, the rights get wronged, and so on and so forth.
yeah. there's some other stuff that's going in there though.
The only someone at work was trying to talk to me about it, and I stopped him. I said, "I ain't fucking watched it, man. Give me some time. I know I'm normally pretty quick smart. I catch up pretty quick." I was like, but and once again, it's not because I haven't enjoyed it. I just haven't had the time to be able to do it yet.
Right.
But someone said there's a lot of Fallout. It leans heavy into Fallout 3 near the end there, and I'm like, I'm down with that because that was always one of my favorite installment in the games, at least.
It
The
gets, it
plot
goes.
the plot seems very much like 3, where it's like, go find your dad. Like
Yeah. It's it takes some twists and some turns, but in a good way. But we got a little bit of movie news here. So I don't know if y'all heard about this, but Steve Buscemi got attacked in New York City.
I did hear about it.
the very city
So
he swore to save.
It's just a
yeah,
thing where they just punch random people. Most
is
of the
the
time it's women,
yeah.
but
So is it like is this an evolution of the knockout game?
uh,
Oh, it's just people being
mean.
assholes. Yeah.
Heard.
Says here the actor is now sadly suffering swelling to his face and left eye. He was taken to Bellevue Hospital for treatment shortly afterward. The assailant behind the random attack took off and is still on the lam, police sources said. This is what his publicist had to say. Buscemi was assaulted in Midtown Manhattan, another victim of a random act of violence in the city. He is okay and appreciates everyone's well wishes, though incredibly sad for everyone. that this has happened to him while also walking the streets of New York. The report goes on to reveal that the attack happened around 11 a.m. Wednesday in front of 369 3rd Avenue. An onlooker who asked to be identified as Nat revealed what she saw of the incident. I saw he was with a woman, and then through the corner of the window, I saw him trip and fall backwards. He right away got up and ran in the opposite direction. I didn't see who hit him. It worries me for when we close because we close at 11 and it can get scary around that time. He's now one of several celebrities to suffer random attacks, with Ghostbusters star Rick Moranis, Buscemi's Boardwalk Empire co star Michael Stolbarg also victims of random violence.
The other day, the
So,
guy just started stabbing people.
Why the fuck would anyone want to
Random.
punch Rick Moranis, dude?
I don't think they know it's him.
no,
Like,
they're
I mean, they're
just,
just doing it. It's,
yeah,
I'd be like, dude, you're the dude.
I mean,
You know?
Steve Buscemi, it's like fucking, he's out of his
a
element,
legend.
yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
he's still a
That's,
national treasure. It's Nucky Thompson,
yes.
man.
Wild, man. Hopefully they'll catch this guy. And,
I hope somebody monkey mans his ass like whenever he finally shows back up in the ring and has a little ump.
I
Yeah.
think
He
the
just kicks that
issue is,
motherfucker.
even if they
Just
catch him,
one
he'll
swift
be
kick to the
released same
head.
day because there's no
Yeah.
bail there. So
Yeah.
that's the issue here,
Mm.
you know?
yeah.
Something
Look,
smelly in New York and it ain't the rats.
my question is like, how are you gonna punch a dude that was a New York City firefighter from 1980 to 1984, and then when the World Trade Centers got hit, went back
Yeah.
and worked at the fire department that he left to help in that city? How are you going to punch this man? You know what I'm saying? Like this
It's
dude,
Mr. Pink.
yeah.
Come
I
on.
mean, come on. So yeah, it's wild, man. Um, Next up here, Snyder. We got some Snyder news here. So Snyder dishes on ending plan for Henry Cavill's Superman. He was going to have to succumb to the anti-life. So Snyder planned to put Superman through the ringer and seemingly without a single shade of kryptonite to orchestrate the hero's rise, fall, and eventual redemption. As it turns out, though, Henry Cavill's time as the Man of Steel fell to the wayside along with the now defunct Snyderverse. But had the DCEU continued before the announcement of James Gunn and Peter Safran's DCU, the last son of Krypton would have ultimately faced off against Darkseid and redeemed himself. Snyder said in an interview with GQ he was going to have to succumb to the anti life, be destroyed, turn the clock back, and then get his chance for this battle against Darkseid. If you will, that would have finished his trilogy of becoming this guardian and sort of return him to his humanity. And then it just goes in. Let's see. For those less familiar with the source material, killing is a no for Kal-El, but Snyder defended the decision in the same GQ interview. He's not going to stop. He wasn't going to negotiate an outcome, so it was either Zod or us, and that was pretty much the game. There was no like middle ground. Zod said he would fight until either you kill me or I kill you. If Superman can't handle that position, then he's fake, then he's not. You got to like He's got to address the scenarios that come to him. He can't pick and choose, and you can't pick and choose when something is outside of your morality. It would have been interesting to see his full Superman arc, you know?
Yep. Would have been great.
Yeah. Succumb to the anti-life, dude. That would
Well,
have
he was he was going to be able to give us. He was going to be able to give us the whole visual package. Like we just saw all the evil shit and how cool it would have looked, and then we would have saw the good stuff. And we've
yeah.
been harping about this shit for fucking years, man. If they'd have just let the story play out, we would have got the fucking Boy Scout that everybody wants from 1960s.
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed a deconstructed Superman. I like those ideas. Put a character that is just always so plot shielded because of, you know, these little picky, choosy scenarios they put him in actually have a film where he's in a position where he has to either murder or be murdered.
Yep.
And of course, a lot of fans would be like, no, he would just sacrifice himself. And I'm not here to necessarily debate that shit. That'd take all goddamn night. But as like a general audience viewer, I'm more inclined to want to watch a movie about that, where it's like, okay, here's this guy. We've been sold on the idea that he's immortal, not immortal, but he's indestructible. He's, he's fucking everybody. He's all the superheroes in one body.
Yeah.
That's a boring ass movie and a boring fucking character if you don't raise the stakes, put him in scenarios where what is someone who can do anything? What happens when you put him in a situation where maybe he can't do anything?
Yeah.
And that's when you can play with the morality of things and how those, how these seemingly kid angled comic heroes can actually make really good, compelling movies.
Yeah. Hopefully one day people have done this in the past. Um, Kevin Smith has done this a lot, where he's taken scripts for movies that he has written and turned them into comics or graphic novels. I wish that Snyder would do that and turn his finished vision of what his DCU would have looked like over and let someone panel it out and make a graphic novel out of it and be like, this would have been the conclusion to the Snyderverse.
I believe there is a comic in the works to do that. I know they made a few prequel comics to kind of help set the stage for it. I think it was stuff around Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. I think that might have helped lay some groundwork. But there's always been an option on the table if they were going to do that. I think it was whenever he first spilled the beans on what he was going to do with his subsequent movies and how the story was going to pan out.
Right.
Because think about like, and this is just keep in mind we're just talking about two characters in the overall DC Snyderverse. We would have had Barry Allen having to contend with the twist of the Reverse Flash being behind all of it,
Yeah.
coupled with a Superman succumbing to the anti-life equation and the subsequent dark side battle that would follow whenever he gets brought back over. Like, the last few films in this series would have been fucking bonkers, dude. Just
Yeah.
batshit insane on a visual level.
Yeah.
Because even though there were some cool visual moments I know the Flash sucked in everybody's eyes, but I enjoyed it. That fucking scene that they brought back for the Snyder Cut is still mint as
Mhm.
fuck, you know?
Oh yeah, I agree. So yeah, hopefully that'll happen. But I would like to see his full vision realized. If nothing, just put the scripts out there. You know what I mean? Let me read those. But
Oh, I'd buy them in hardback, you know?
right. So next up here, Giancarlo Esposito is finally confirmed for sooner rather than later mystery MCU role. But who? So Giancarlo Esposito has already played incredible villains in Breaking Bad and the Star Wars franchise, but now he is confirmed to be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Although there have been many rumors of the actor taking the plunge with a role in the MCU, with fan casting particularly setting him out the perfect star to take over the role of Professor X, his debut will not be as the leader of the X-Men, but will be better than you can imagine. The actor confirmed his casting during a panel appearance at CCXP and also hinted that it will be coming sooner rather than later, leading many to believe that his debut will unexpectedly come in this summer's Deadpool and Wolverine. There are reportedly many cameo appearances in the movie that are yet to be revealed, but would an actor like Esposito really be wasted in a movie that has many nostalgic throwbacks to rely on for audience satisfaction? Probably not. Of course, there are several other upcoming Marvel projects that could involve the actor, with the likes of the Fantastic Four and Captain America Brave New World arriving early next year, as well as Blade and Thunderbolts also on the way. And this is without considering upcoming Disney Plus TV shows. Currently, there are rumors that despite the recent casting of Julie Garner as the Fantastic Four's female Silver Surfer, Norrin Rad, the original Silver Surfer, is also set to make an appearance in the movie. This role has not yet been completely confirmed, and no actor has been announced, meaning that there is a potential gap for Esposito to step into the iconic role in next year's debut of Marvel's First Family. However, there is another Fantastic Four character expected to get a big casting announcement very soon, the big bad that is Galacticus, which has been cast. It's not Javier Bardem. It's God. Who did they cast as Galacticus? Hold on.
Oh,
Ralph Ineson.
yeah, Javier Bardem is going to be Reed Richards, right?
And Pedro is going to be Reed.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Yeah, Ralph Ineson was cast as the as Galacticus, which I think it will be fine. I mean, it's just going to be his voice, primarily. So, but I mean, with like since we don't know who he's going to be playing, just for shits and gigs for a second, who do you like? Do you cast him as a villain? Do you cast him as a hero? And who do you see him playing?
Just because of his ability to deliver dialogue, like his line, his like gravitas as a speech giver,
Yeah.
I know it's a stretch, but it would be cool if if they cast him as the one above all.
I mean,
That would be insane. Because, well, and the reason I even think about an obscure character like that, as far as for general audiences, I think the reason why it would work is because we're having the conclusion of the multiverse stuff. Like, if there's going to be a moment where, like, a supreme deity that's like, like, this is my shit. I'm allowing you all to play in it. I think it would be in the multiverse. It would be, like a situation where a character would need that little moment to be like, no, dude, you got this shit. Go whoop his ass,
Well, a lot of the internet seems to think he'll be playing the puppet master.
And here's who I think that he would be. Since Professor X is off the table, Magneto. I think he would be a phenomenal Magneto.
Why is Professor X off the table?
Well, I mean, in all the, that's the fan casting thing. And he's even came out and said that he's kind of intimidated by being in the role of Professor Xavier.
I mean, he would never admit that he's doing it.
Well, that might be a misdirection.
But he would kill it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that if he is cast in either one of those two roles, because of his calm intensity that he has, he would be perfect for either one of them. And with a role like Magneto, where he's quote unquote a bad guy, right?
Depends on the day. I mean,
well, yeah, exactly. It depends on the day, and it also depends on your perspective
who we
of
fighting.
like oppression. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, and how you deal with oppression. So it's like, I think that he would be almost better for the Magneto role than the Professor X role, in my opinion. I'm not saying that Michael Fassbender didn't do a great job, or
You think he could
if
beat
they
the
bring.
beat?
Well, I mean, when you think about it, there's such a large plethora of characters that he would be able to nail just about any role.
Oh yeah.
The reason I would think he would be, I feel like at most he's going to be some variant of a hero that's he's much older.
Yeah.
Like, what if, like, just bear with me. What if he's Chala from another universe?
Yeah.
And he's like, where I'm from, man, like, we all held on. We fucking beat the shit out of we stopped everything, but I'm the only motherfucker left. Everybody, like Steve died because of whatever situation. I just have it where there's a universe where Black Panther outlived them all, and it was him,
Right. I just think that if you're going to lock in Juan Carlo Esposito, he's going to want to do it for the long haul. And I would want to lock him in. If I'm casting the MCU, I want to lock him in for the long haul because he's not going to be expensive and he's going to have incredible performances. You know what I
Well,
mean?
well, maybe not at one point. I think he's expensive now, post Mandalorian.
Yeah. But I mean, in comparison to like Hugh
Yeah,
Jackman, you
but
know what I
also,
mean?
but you also got to factor this in too, man. He's one of those actors that didn't get real famous till later in his life and career.
Yeah.
Maybe tying down to a franchise isn't, like he will for a couple of years to play out a show or something like that. But, what if, that might not even be on the cards for him as an actor anymore. He's like, yeah, like I like the ideas, but like I want to do as much different shit while I still can.
Also, probably want to try to lock down some good money because
Yeah.
not getting any younger.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or
But,
like what if he becomes, or what if he is the
He only
actual,
has a net worth of 8 million.
or
yeah.
what if he
That's
ultimately
wild.
can become it is wild. You would have thought
That is
Breaking Bad would have
wild.
pumped them numbers up. Um, because he's a face with a name. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like now he
Movie
is at
theater.
least. Yeah, dude. Um, but yeah, he would. I don't know. I feel like he would be in a really badass role, but I think it's going to be one of those that's like brief. Like, what if he did the voice for Beta Ray Bill?
Yeah. I could see that. I could
I hope it's
absolutely
not a
see that.
voice though. Like I want to see him.
Yeah.
I,
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just such
if
a
it's
good actor.
because I mean, there's a lot of really great actors that pop into the MCU for
Yeah.
just little quick moments in
I mean,
movies.
even when they put
Russell.
him in that video game, they were like, put his fucking face in it too.
You know who
Mhm.
they could cast him as, though, and I would be perfectly fine with it? Kang.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. Like
Oh.
he's the Supreme King.
Like, that would be,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sooner than you think. I mean, but yeah. I'll look, put him in everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, everything I've ever seen him in, he just kills it. So, yeah,
Well,
like,
and he would, and I think him giving a why I'm evil and doing this speech probably is second nature to him. It's like
oh,
reciting
yeah.
his social security number. Like he just
Yeah.
do it.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, I don't know. I was going to segue into something, but Nick Cage, all right, he will be playing the live action Spider Man Noir in Prime Video series. So, Spider Man Into the Spider Verse and Academy Award winner Nick Cage will star in a live action adaptation of Spider Man Noir for Amazon Prime Video. A new report by THR has confirmed that the streamer is going ahead with the series, which will see Cage suit up as an aging and down on his luck private investigator in 1930s New York, who has a hidden past life as a superhero. Alongside the announcement that Spider Man Noir, or Noir as it is being referred to, will go ahead, Prime Video also released a synopsis for the series, which you can check out below. Story of an aging and down on his luck private investigator in 1930s New York who is forced to grapple with his past life as the city's one and only superhero.
It would be neat if they filmed it in the same style as Sin City, kept it like
Oh
a,
my,
a
yes,
black and white, like a cell shading.
yes, oh yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited to see that. I think that he's going to be perfect for that role, and I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Well, I mean, it's the character he played in Spider-Verse that he gave the
Yeah.
voice for. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he's our, and knowing that Cage is a bit of a comic kid, he,
Oh yeah.
there's obviously going to be, a little labor of love to it.
Yeah. Last up here on the docket, this is something that kind of showed up today, but this hasn't been confirmed as of yet. But there's been several rumors that Norman Reedus has been cast as Ghost Rider in Blade.
I mean,
That checks out.
the most obvious choice for 100, Alex.
Yeah. I know that's something that we've talked about before, and it's been rumored several times. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I would be perfectly okay with that.
Yeah.
And with him showing up in Blade, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all the movie news that I had for today.
Well, speaking of Nick Cage, did y'all see that thing? I don't know if I shared it with y'all about Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh yeah.
They said he set his trailer on that movie set while they were supposed to be working. He would sit in there and just smoke tons of weed and not come out, and they would all be just waiting.
I mean,
I can't wait to see the fucking movie.
yeah.
We've got the trailer for it. 2 weeks ago
Okay.
we had a teaser. Now they've dropped like one that's a little bit longer.
Like
So
a
he's just gonna
legit-
put it out. I mean,
Yeah.
he smoked
It'll
on
make
it, thought about it.
yeah.
Oh,
It'll
it's gonna
make the
make money.
Yeah. So wild.
Got about 3 weeks worth of trailers are here. All right. I had to throw this one in because it's fucking Mel Gibson and 50 Cent.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, that's what I said. Give it to that chin. Is it paused?
Yeah, yeah.
Playing?
Yes.
Damn,
Mm.
might be his breakout role. I like Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Living that hedonistic lifestyle.
Mm.
And when they get there, it's Bobcat Goldthwait. I was killing a couple of hookers. Mm. Jared Leto.
Yeah. With that walk.
Yeah. He walked like he had to pinch a loaf. I'm sure I'll be watching this. Looks like Jonah Hill.
The Bone
Why didn't they
Collector.
call it that instead of Boneyard?
Because there's like 2 or 3
There is,
movies called The
there's,
Bone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get away with it. You slap 2024 on it.
Yeah. I gotta add.
Yeah, mine's on for a car,
Yeah, mine is too.
BMW.
Yep. 738
Yep,
horsepower.
nice car.
Cool. Yeah.
Sure, it costs as much as a house.
Yeah.
That's some Star Wars.
Some Star Wars. I mean,
Mhm.
Star Wars.
Bringing a knife to a lightsaber fight.
Apparently.
I'm off of the main computer. I'm off the computer. I'll take these earbuds to finish the podcast longer.
What's Trinity doing there, dude?
I thought that dude looked familiar. It's the guy from Squid Games.
It is.
Yeah, I was like, man, that dude looks fucking familiar. Now he's in fucking Star Wars? Let's go.
I'm kind of excited to check that out.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more Star Wars.
Oh, we got another BMW.
Yep. They're going hard on these ads.
Got TV in it. Yeah.
It's a big ass TV. I mean, technically, that's a widescreen monitor.
Yeah.
All electric.
How many hertz is it? Yeah.
All right. Backing it up. Night watch.
Ever? Are they?
That does look good. You like them?
What do you say? Heard you for a second.
What's Jamie Lannister doing there? That was
song.
Oh, so they're going full Halloween on it.
Shutter. That song is creepy.
Yeah. They don't look bad.
The creepy hair.
I can't really hear you. What are you saying? Sound muffled. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. And the BMW ad again.
Me too.
All right.
I'm not spending money.
Oh, by the way, they're going to do a sequel to Roadhouse.
Oh,
Jake
that's a
Gyllenhaal will
W.
return. You're out to lunch, dude. I can't quit you.
Mm.
So that was his family at the beginning. Did he kill his family?
Mm.
Wonder
Gyllenhaal
who
always
shot
looks guilty.
Yeah, he is.
You know what he's always looking guilty, dude. Like, what the fuck?
All right, here's a movie where J.K. Simmons plays the bad guy.
Ooh.
that night caller effect.
You sound super muffled, Trav. I don't know what's going on.
Like your mic's covered up. In the basement?
Mm.
Like, there's a kitchen down there. Why would he pick this movie?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? He's so out of place. Miranda?
He's like Malkovich out there walking in the woods.
Wild. Boy, you know them motherfuckers are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Converse?
Sounds a little better.
It's like walking around with wood on strapped to the bottom of your feet.
Mm.
God damn.
Mm. Fucking psycho killer.
Fa 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 fa.
Nope.
Damn. Cold blooded.
Ooh.
God damn.
He's just killing everybody.
Yeah. Just
So,
because they're
do I
there.
sound better now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm down for some J.K. Simmons though.
Yeah. Miranda?
Mm.
I apologize for the dip in mic quality.
What the fuck? I gotta back it up.
I'm
Did you
kinda
guys see
excited
where they
about
were
this.
riding around in California on horseback?
No.
People were dressed up like to promote the movie.
Ah, that's funny.
Alright, back it up, back it up, back it up.
Back it up,
Yeah,
like to the beginning.
yeah. We're watching the trailer for Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I
The
just want to
player.
make sure. I'm having to control it manually.
Okay. I'm gonna
Or
hit
well,
play right now.
Oh, it's all good.
They got a lot more going on in this one.
Yeah,
Already
right.
heard it's kind of killing it at the box office. I know it
Yeah.
don't have much of competition. So.
Look at this motherfucker. Are you not entertained? Damn. Humans living like savages. Look at us. I can't. It's wild they're still making these.
How do you get that?
EVA.
Had to purge the timeline real quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh. A tale as old as time. You know?
My family,
I will bring justice.
I will get over that
All I need's a horse.
after a few roughhousing disputes.
I'm down for some orangutan action though.
I will say what's badass about these movies is that they're going all in, man. There was a
All in.
bunch of the classic ones.
Yeah.
In this world gone mad, we won't spank the monkey. The
The
monkey
monkey
is
will
still
spank
spanking us.
Orangutans are my favorite
Oh, is that
monkey.
X-23?
But yeah, I think so.
The chick, that's a little girl from Logan.
Yeah. Looks epic.
Damn dirty apes, you know.
Mm-hmm. Looks fucking epic. Oh, here it is. It's on his own YouTube channel.
Megalopolis.
Now, they've put it on other channels, but
Yeah.
I had to go to the
So
source.
this is the horse's mouth, though, right?
Yeah. All right, let's see what a ton of weed a day looks like.
Mm.
And they also said, did y'all read? They were like, it was a fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
And we tried everything to keep it from being one, but there was nothing that could stop it.
But
All
usually
gas,
movies that
no
have
brakes.
shit show productions tend to be pretty damn good, though.
I'm playing it.
I like the trailer guy.
Yeah. That's his dealer. Oh, it's him. Morpheus. I'm already in. I might go to the theater and watch it. I hope it comes out and smashes the box office. What's hilarious, you got all those big names. Look at all them names.
Mm-hmm.
And they were
The
still
name
like,
of the movie is called.
and they waited. They're like, where's Francis Ford Coppola? Well, he's in his trailer getting stoned. We'll wait.
Well, what's crazy is it's like the movie is called Megalopolis, a farce.
And it said a fable at the bottom.
Oh, those are forest.
I gotta
God
have
damn it. All right,
another Beamer.
BMWUSA.com. I don't know if you know Discord's clientele.
Yeah, but it's not for a BMW.
It ain't up for an electric fucking BMW. Waste your ad money. All right. Ads over, backing it up. Playing it now. Creepy.
What's that gash on her face?
Face about to drop.
Mm. Is that you know nothing, Jon Snow? Nah.
Take the fucking sword.
The Black Knight.
Straight suiting up, ain't
Yeah.
she? Jesus.
Klaatu. Oh, it's just the Green Knight.
Time to fly to
It's just a strange. When I saw this trailer, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're into fencing, but that sword's a little bit heavier.
Wild-eyed and bushy tail.
Strange
It's
trailer.
so weird that it makes me want to watch it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's
like,
I feel like it's some weird, like, we're going to be a Joan of Arc metaphor.
All right,
I
we
could
gotta.
Velma,
Yep.
as in
No Louise.
Zoid Scoob.
All right. I'll play it now. You got scammed.
This is going to be funny.
mm,
This looks a little more convincing compared to the Beekeeper. Kind of had the same plot. Looks funny.
yeah.
I'll knew it. Maybe say her name.
Mm.
I didn't know
Yeah, don't
Casey
look it up.
Rock was number in a movie.
Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. God, what we got here? Prada. Yeah, again, Discord.
Ew,
My
and
ad's over. All right, playing it now. That's an interesting plot. The plot is she won't leave the couch at a furniture store.
It's like a Family Guy level plot device.
Yeah. You know who they need? They need Jennifer Coolidge. She'd be like, "You need to leave this place." Who directed this? Larry David? Well, dramatic. Some brother looks familiar. Ah,
Those two main people dude are about to act their asses off. Ewan McGregor and the lady from Requiem. That's what I remember. She was a strung out mother with pain pills that saw the fridge moving.
mhm. Yeah. Just buy the couch.
that
Have
looks
it shipped home.
interesting.
It's
Oh
trailing
my
for
god.
Shane Gillis's new.
I can't wait to watch this.
It looks like it's
man.
gonna be good. Some kind of tire banquet. Play.
Pause it, man. I'm not getting anything on my end.
All right, backing it up. We'll try to play it again.
Let me leave the watch party and
If I hit play, is it working?
yeah. I'm good.
Oh, it's Stavros. God. Those eyes. I'm so happy it's got Stavros in it. He looks like Carl.
Yeah, he does.
If there was ever a live action Aqua Teen. We're so back. Oh. Here's some fucking shit I found from overseas.
It's got Nick Frost in
Yeah.
it.
This looks
And Alicia
hilarious.
Silverstone? What the fuck?
All right, I'm playing it now.
What the?
Is British people spoofing Roseanne?
No.
What the fuck?
Damn.
Good Lord, I retract my Roseanne comment.
So over the top. You know Santa Claus? The Holy Spirit? Holy shit.
What is happening?
We gotta be podlocked on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran across that trailer and was like, what the fuck is this? Looks hilarious.
Yes. It looks amazing.
Like, you're only a man. You're not Santa Claus.
Crazy house.
We finally got the trailer.
Got our boy Joe Quinn in it.
He's gonna act his ass off.
For sure.
I'm playing it now.
Got a hot take. This is gonna ruin what makes the movies good.
Well, this is the prequel, right? So we see it all kick off.
But I mean,
Holy shit. Very Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Damn, that would be fucking terrifying. And see, they don't know about the whole being quiet thing yet. Oh, they're being quiet.
She's deaf, I think. They just shut the city off.
Yeah. That's so they can't get across. Like, open the Bifrost. Is that the chick from that Jordan Peele movie?
I think so.
What? Too late. Ooh, British accent. He's breaking it out. That would be terrifying. Eerie. All those people and no sound, you know?
Yeah.
Run. They need some thumpers.
Yep. That's what they're
Thumpers,
missing.
anything that makes noise, like little kid toys.
Yeah.
I'd be going to the store and buying it, getting that stuff. Like
Yeah.
anything that makes a noise, you just throw it like a monkey bomb. From all right, we got a sci-fi movie with fucking Chuck Norris in it.
Is this real?
It's real.
Okay. All right.
Christmas
Isn't
came
Chuck Norris
early.
like 85?
He's up there, but he can still talk. I don't think he's doing a lot of fighting. All right, I'm playing it now.
Mm. Raw.
This movie wishes it was a B movie.
Yeah.
Look who's under it. So anytime he's fighting or something, they just put the helmet back on him. Some other, you know.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That's Walker fucking Texas Ranger, man.
Yeah. Agent Recon. It almost sounds like a made up trailer in a made up movie, you know?
Yeah. But that's where the Rangers gonna be.
I gotta
Or what
add.
an agent's gonna be.
I had an ad too. All right. Ads going. We're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Playing it now.
Oh shit.
Fast and
What
Furious.
is this
What?
aspect ratio? He got fucking Thor's hammer.
Dude, this motherfucker don't look so much, man. I ain't down.
Look at the Wildlands.
You can bring it into the violence.
All right. Where's the cops?
There's the camera shake.
There he is. Slow motion scene. There's no way that ladder's gonna light under the helicopter.
You know who I think would make a really good villain in Bollywood?
Who?
Ari Shaffir.
Yeah. What do you got them? Silly goes time, dude. Look at that shot.
That's a cool shot.
Pretty cool. I think instead of going to film school in the U.S., you should just go over there and help and make movies.
Yeah.
Work on film sets.
Yeah.
Because they got some great camera work. There might be next level with it.
Yeah, there's something about that tactic where, like, if somebody's getting like hit and they're gonna bounce their head off of like a
Yeah.
bar or something like
How
that.
the
Like, and they do
camera
that
follows the head down,
yeah,
whap, and it hits like
yeah, the camera, yeah, it literally will run. It's just a cool
man,
little.
that's a cool. Whoever thought of that? They think outside the box. All right, we got both Godzilla movies. Y'all want to watch -1 first?
I'm fine with that. We got a lot of
I'm a
stuff to
kid in a
fucking.
candy store with this, so I'm down with whichever one y'all want to do first.
I just figured those would be moved to the front of the line because
Yeah.
they hot dropped.
Do y'all want to do both the Godzilla flicks and then do Ghostbusters
Yeah,
after that?
So we
'Cause, I
gonna
mean,
double down with Godzilla.
I
might
mean,
as well since they're both
yeah.
Godzilla. Like a little bit of a show off versus.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have our own little
this is weird.
Godzilla
They just happen to
celebration.
drop at the same time.
Well, it's the anniversary too. I think it's like the
Ah,
70th year anniversary of Godzilla.
that's a good idea. And then Ghostbusters follow it up week after. That sounds good to me. I'm fucking putting a stamp on it. The fucking checks on the mail.
W.
And raise your flag, dude.